Dark force loomed, shadows dancing as a young man with dark hair prepared to face a menacing monster. A cloaked figure stood amidst destruction, channeling dark energy from a glowing circle above, signaling the chaos unleashed by the game. A glowing beam illuminated a young man with dark hair, who stood contemplative in the dark atmosphere surrounding him. He experienced a surge of power, feeling determination swell within. Shocking realization overcame a young man with dark hair as he witnessed betrayal from someone he trusted deeply. A young man with dark hair sat by a window, contemplating the unknown, curiosity etched on his face. A panoramic view of a city at night revealed hints of supernatural elements, shrouded in a mysterious atmosphere. Qin reflected on the significance of the divine equipment he had received. A defiant young man with dark hair turned away from the door, declaring his intentions to reject his sister from that moment onward. Tendrils swirled around a determined young man with dark hair as he reached out, embracing the shadows that beckoned him closer. A fierce downpour surrounded a determined young man with dark hair as he vowed to surpass his past life, seeking vengeance against Song. Dark energy enveloped a determined young man with dark hair as he unleashed a powerful attack known as the Shadow Breaking Blow. A shadowy figure with a flowing cloak emerged from the darkness, signaling an impending threat in the chilling atmosphere. Shadows twisted around a determined young man with dark hair as he prepared to strike with his glowing sword. Qin struck forward with the glowing sword, his resolve solidifying amidst the chaos. Rain poured down on the battlefield, soaking debris and weapons scattered everywhere. A determined young man with dark hair stood amidst the chaos, his focus unwavering. A confident figure in flowing attire admired Qin's strength, acknowledging his impressive achievements with a glowing sword held firmly in hand. A triumphant figure stood over defeated foes, grasping a powerful artifact with unwavering confidence. Qin declared he would take the Eye of Judgment now. Rain lashed against the ground as a bloodied young man with dark hair questioned the betrayal that had shattered his world. Rain poured down as a confident young woman with dark hair revealed a bloody object, defiance etched on her face. A furious woman confronted Qin, accusing him of being an adopted child and claiming he had no right to call himself her brother. A defeated dragon lay on the ground as a confident young woman with dark hair gestured triumphantly. She remarked on the value of her so-called brother. A smug young woman with dark hair taunted Qin, revealing the soul-stealing blade embedded in his body. Heavy silence loomed as Qin confronted his sister, heartache etched across his bloodied face. He revealed the sacrifices he made for her, filled with sorrow and betrayal. Tense confrontation unfolded in the shadows, with emotions boiling over and a painful truth ready to be unleashed. The assertive woman confronted Qin about his controlling behavior since their parents' deaths. She stated that his usefulness diminished with the divine artifact in their possession. In a desperate struggle, a determined young man with dark hair fought against an overconfident opponent's relentless strikes. He vowed not to let his foe escape, even in defeat. Rain poured heavily as a dark figure descended upon his opponent with fury, unleashing a powerful strike. The dark game loomed over everything, where sleep dragged players into chaos and there became the ultimate currency. Moments later, monstrous foes lunged at a determined young man with dark hair. A powerful and commanding figure conjured lightning, illuminating a scene of destruction as players realized the game's true stakes. A chaotic battlefield unfolded, with dark figures looming amidst the confusion. Qin struggled against the chaos, determined to survive alongside his sister. He recalled how drastically the world had changed. A stormy sky rumbled above as a determined young man with dark hair held a glowing artifact, triumphant in his hard-won victory. He gazed upward, expressing pride for conquering the ancient god's ruins. Storm raged above, casting shadows on a young man with dark hair who stood amidst the rain, tormented by betrayal. Qin revealed his pain about his family's betrayal, echoing his emotional turmoil through the downpour. Rain poured heavily, soaking the ground beneath the defeated young man with dark hair. Qin lay on the ground, feeling despair over his unrecognized efforts. Qin lay bloodied and distressed on the ground, rain pouring down, his heart filled with a desperate refusal to accept his fate. Storm raged outside, but inside, a young man with dark hair slept peacefully, unaware of the chaos awaiting him. He suddenly awoke, his expression shifting from calm to shock. The dimly lit room echoed with confusion as Qin sat on the bed, grappling with uncertainty. He questioned his surroundings, wondering if he was truly in the real world. Shocking realization struck him as he stared at the glowing screen of his smartphone. Qin couldn't comprehend how he was still alive after everything. Qin sat pensively by the window, contemplating a possibility as he gazed at the sprawling night cityscape. The city skyline sparkled under the night sky, holding secrets and promises. Qin pondered his new existence. He announced that he had been reborn. A shadow loomed over a cityscape, capturing a moment from 9 years ago when everything changed. Qin recalled the day the godforsaken game descended. Fierce determination ignited within her, as the confident and assertive female character kicked forward with intensity. Qin crackled in the air as a frustrated woman confronted a young man with dark hair, questioning why he hadn't answered her call. Qin filled the air as a fierce woman yelled at a young man with dark hair, demanding his support amidst her accusations. A chaotic scene unfolded, leaving destruction in its wake, and a young man with dark hair stunned by the aftermath. A tense atmosphere enveloped them as a determined young man with dark hair confronted his sister, expressing his refusal to engage in further arguments. A defiant young man with dark hair stood firm, declaring he would have no sister like her. The girl sat against the doorframe, tears streaming down her face, overwhelmed by sorrow and despair. In a dimly lit room, a young man with dark hair reflected on his past, weighed down by regret over missed opportunities. A pensive young man with dark hair held 2 sleeping pills, contemplating how far he could go without its burden. A determined young man with dark hair drank from a cup, plotting his strategy for the challenge ahead. A storm of purple energy swirled around a determined young man with dark hair as he threatened Song with deadly intent. A nostalgic young man with dark hair stood in the illuminated hall, recalling his anxious first visit and wishing to be quick its time. A portal shimmered before a determined young man with dark hair as he reflected on the choices that haunted his past. He considered abandoning the burden of Qin. Qin contemplated his strategy, believing that mobility and reaction time would be crucial for success. A determined young man with dark hair reached out toward a shadow figure, the air thick with anticipation and energy. A sudden spark of realization ignited within him as Qin extended his arm in response to the binding of the Eye of Judgment. Qin activated a powerful ability, manifesting a glowing eye from his outstretched hand, feeling an overwhelming surge of confidence. Qin smiled triumphantly, realizing the artifact recognized him as its master despite being stolen. Tendrils swirled around a young man with dark hair, engulfing him in a tense moment of surprise and alarm. A shadowy figure loomed, announcing a hidden profession to Qin. Surprise flickered in his eyes as the moment transformed his fate. Tendrils writhed ominously as a young man with dark hair reached out, intent on harnessing their power. A swirl of shadowy tendrils enveloped a young man with dark hair, marking his transformation into something more powerful. He became Shadow, his determination unwavering against the dark influence. A cosmic backdrop surrounded a young man with dark hair as he reflected on the primal authority he had gained. Moments later, he recognized a new goal in his journey. A glowing display illuminated a determined and focused young man as he contemplated the significance of his game alias. A swirl of shadows coalesced around a determined and confident young man with dark hair as he embraced his new identity. He decided to accept the alias Shadow. A determined and powerful young man stands still amidst swirling dark energies in a ruined landscape. Qin contemplates the ominous warnings surrounding him. A group of characters stands in confusion, grappling with their unexpected arrival in this chaotic game world. Qin questions the bizarre situation, struggling to comprehend what has happened. An assassin nearby glares defiantly, assisting the scene with intrigue. Another character expresses envy over Qin's apparent skills, feeling inadequate in comparison. A hood figure loomed over the injured characters, an unsettling silence enveloping the scene. Qin cried out in pain, unsure of what was happening around him. An injured character exclaimed about the possibility of returning to town if they died. The hood figure watched, detached from the chaos unfolding before him. It fills the air as a group stands before a menacing creature, fear etched on their faces. Qin exclaims that the wild monsters are too strong for them. A desperate fighter questions how they can possibly fight such a beast. A concerned companion criticizes their previous attempt, noting their health loss. Qin laments losing half his in the battle. Tense atmosphere hung heavy as a distressed girl sat surrounded by worried companions, while a cloaked figure observed silently. Companions sought guidance from unsure of their next move. Expressed frustration, realizing they faced a hidden class enemy. The cloaked figure noted the situation, intrigued by its potential. A desperate female character proposed an alliance to a hooded male figure, emphasizing the strength of the monsters outside. She claimed their team had been wiped out before and needed help. The hooded male figure dismissed her proposal, showing disdain for her race. Tense atmosphere surrounds a young man with dark hair as his companions express concern about the impending danger. One group member warns him about facing the noble hidden class alone. Another member sarcastically ridicules his bravery, questioning his decision to seek death. They all agree that the situation is more dangerous than he realizes. A determined female character gestured toward her companions, eager to follow the distant figure and hoping to gather information on the monsters. A smug, malicious character threatened Qin, suggesting he might witness a violent end. A cloaked figure walked confidently down a misty street, an ominous presence looming in the silence. A hooded figure walked away, leaving a worried character behind in the eerie landscape. She couldn't understand why this place felt so perilous and abandoned by the gods. A monstrous figure loomed overhead, casting a shadow of dread over the adventurers. Qin expressed his disbelief that such a creature could exist in their world. Characters expressed concern about an unseen opponent's advantages, highlighting differences in weapons and speed. The young man with dark hair noted that the opponent's weapon was a short blade. Another character voiced worries about their agility compared to the opponent's speed. A third character pointed out the differences in outfits, raising further steps. A cloaked figure walked away, leaving a determined and observant character behind, filled with concern as he contemplated the implications of this mysterious individual. He thought following the shadow player might lead to crucial intel. A hood figure observed the girl intently, creating a palpable tension in the air. The girl peeked out from behind the tree, anxious about being noticed. A shadowy figure emerged from the darkness, enveloping the scene in an ominous presence. Qin unleashed a powerful spell, energy crackling as it surged toward an unseen enemy, determination etched across his focused expression. The figure vanished into thin air, leaving everyone around in stunned silence, their eyes wide with disbelief. Qin analyzed the disappearance, wondering about the power behind it. A worried male character called out, questioning what had just happened. A female character watched in amazement, captivated by the sudden mystery. A skeptical male character stood in shock, struggling to comprehend the event. A hooded figure suggested returning to town, expressing concern about the dangers lurking in the wilderness. A cloaked figure stood in the dark, rainy forest, calculating the intricacies of their stealth abilities. Moments later, they pondered the limitations of their skills. Qin focused intently, allocating all his attribute points to enhance his agility. A glowing interface shimmered in front of a strategic and focused young man as he pointed toward it. He reported that agility was crucial for surviving the early game against overwhelming monsters. A dark rain backdrop enveloped a young man with dark hair, who reacted in distress to the pain coursing through him. Eerie blue glow pulsed in the shadows, signaling the arrival of a mysterious and menacing creature. The creature launched a glowing energy toward its hidden target. A hooded figure observed a monstrous crawler, its wounds revealing a fierce battle had taken place. He recognized the creature as the one that had wiped out a 4-player party. It continued to absorb, growing more menacing with each moment. A menacing creature loomed, preparing to absorb a fallen player, its intentions dark and predatory. It revealed that monsters gain from the players they kill. A storm raged as tension crackled in the air between a determined young man with dark hair and a hooded figure engulfed in electric energy. Qin confronted the hooded figure, ready for battle despite the pouring rain. The hooded figure cast electric powers toward Qin, showcasing their intimidating strength. Thick mist enveloped the scene, hiding the tension as a determined young man with dark hair brandished his weapon, ready for the impending confrontation. A monstrous red creature loomed ominously over a dark, stormy landscape, ready to unleash his fury upon the unsuspecting. Moments later, the red creature attacked the mysterious blue creature, determined to overpower it. Two monstrous creatures with multiple heads emerged beneath a stormy sky, reacting to a mysterious presence that filled the air with tension. Fierce energy surged as a young man with dark hair executed a powerful strike, unleashing a dramatic wave of force against his target. A triumphant moment echoed as a young man with dark hair stood over the defeated crawler, calculating the damage of his one-shot kill. A reflective moment hit as Qin remembered the struggles of his past battles, recalling how defeating a crawler had nearly cost him everything. A glowing orb of light formed in the determined man's hand, filling the air with a sense of hope. The girl reached out, captivated by the radiant sphere. The dark, rain-soaked environment pulsed with energy as a strategic and calculating young man observed the glowing orb, contemplating his next move. A surge of excitement filled the air as a determined young man processed his newfound ability to upgrade skills. Moments later, he pondered how to test his power. The cloaked figure contemplated the recent skill upgrades, feeling a surge of optimism about newfound abilities. The cloaked figure watched with a smug expression as a young man with dark hair took down a monster single-handedly in the pouring rain. He remarked mockingly about the scrawny guy's apparent ease in the game. The confident and boastful character admired Qin's strength in the rain, suggesting he could take on 10 opponents easily. Rain fell heavily as a young man with dark hair stood resolutely, scanning the darkened forest for any signs of movement. A friendly young man with dark hair offered to help someone struggling alone in the dark, rainy forest. The cloaked figure conjured dark tendrils, weaving shadows in the ominous forest, where a palpable tension filled the air. A giant spider loomed overhead as a confident young man with dark hair boasted about his muscles, claiming the creature had vanished out of intimidation. A monstrous figure emerged from the shadows, sending shockwaves through the air as everything seemed to hold its breath. Qin questioned what the mysterious entity was. A large, menacing spider loomed in the darkness, its ominous presence amplified by the rain cascading around it. The spider displayed its status as a nurturer at level 1, marked with a bronze grade. The cloaked figure summoned a swarm of small spiders, their movements eerie in the dark, rainy environment. Fierce determination ignited within him as Qin unleashed a powerful attack against the monstrous creature. Qin unleashed a powerful strike, blue energy swirling around him as he aimed for the monstrous creature. The menacing spider lunged forward, its movements swift and deadly in the dim light. Qin dodged the attack, feeling the rush of adrenaline course through him. He realized he had dealt significant damage, the thrill of victory surging in his veins. Tension thickened as a cautious and strategic young man studied the enraged monster, noting its unpredictable movements and alert minions. Storm raged overhead, casting shadows across the battlefield as a determined young man focused intently on the chaos before him. Qin made a critical observation about the situation. Qin unleashed a powerful energy attack, the air crackling with intensity as he focused all his strength into a single devastating blast. A triumphant surge of energy rippled through the air, marking a decisive moment in the fierce battle. Qin dealt a powerful blow, announcing his success in the confrontation. The storm continued to swirl, but a strategic and confident young man planned his next move with precision. Qin noted that even a simple rock could deal solid damage. A fierce battle raged around him, marked by the echoes of clashing powers and the scent of adrenaline. Qin struck the opponent with a decisive blow, showcasing his determination. A notification flickered above the cityscape, signaling an exciting update in the midst of chaos. An announcement revealed that a young man with dark hair had slain the nurturer and reached level 2, surprising everyone around him. Shocking realization gripped Qin as he learned someone had soloed a boss amidst the chaos. A curious bystander questioned who the pro could be. Another astonished observer reacted to the solo kill announcement. An informative speaker explained that only one name appeared on it. Astonished by the news, a female character questioned how the player known as Shadow had leveled up so quickly after defeating a boss alone. A sense of mystery filled the air as they discussed the identity of a shadow figure. Qin questioned who had killed the big spider, puzzled by the small one still lurking. The girl speculated whether it could be the stealthy assassin they encountered earlier. The giant spider lay defeated, leaving a chaotic aftermath that scattered its small kin in all directions. Qin reflected on the missed opportunity for greater experience. Bronze boss had dropped an unexpected skill, and Qin felt a wave of nostalgia. He recalled how powerful skills could change one's fate in the game. The rain-soaked environment enveloped Qin as he contemplated his abilities with unwavering determination. He analyzed how to combine his skills for greater power. If you'd like to see your favorite titles retold, leave a comment, and I'll be sure to pick some of them up from time to time. Also, let me know which video format you like, more long videos or short ones. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you again soon.